85% of the people who sell drugs in the Tenderloin don't live in the Tenderloin. 85% of the people who buy drugs in the Tenderloin don't live in the Tenderloin. I once told some kids standing on the corner selling drugs in the Tenderloin, "Get off my block." This is somebody who's claimed the block. Either they're protecting the block or they're using the block to sell drugs. I've been chasing those kids off my block ever since. There are no Superflies. The three group of people who sell drugs in the Tenderloin are illegal aliens who are trying to pay off their coyotes who brought them here illegally, are squares who are selling their own drugs to their own detriment, and there's the prison gangs and the street gangs who together make life extreme hell for people who live in the Tenderloin. These are illegal aliens. Trash is where they hide guns and drugs in the Tenderloin. This is where the prison gangs meet the street gangs. A black prison gang came home through early release program, came to the Tenderloin, took over the LA Cafe and began to dole out the Tenderloin to street gangs from Hunters Point, Bayview, The Mission, and Fillmore. Squares don't understand how to hustle. This is a man looking for drugs. And this is her partner who told the man to get the drugs from her. Nothing is sacred. This is a laundromat, and they're selling drugs. This is outside on the sidewalk. They're selling drugs. And she's shooting drugs right outside of a daycare center, a child's daycare center. And right outside that daycare center, she disposed of her needle. You think you know in this picture who's selling drugs? This is the night shift. This man is outside of a business with a dog that she claims is a service dog that has never been trained. These folks are selling drugs at a bus shelter. And of course, the night shift. The sign didn't mean anything to this man. These are the grandchildren of the civil rights movement, but they're not trying to get an education. They're not trying to become doctors and lawyers. No, they're standing on the corner selling drugs under the tutelage of people like this woman. The Tenderloin has the highest rate of children under the age of 15 and the largest senior population in the city. They also have the largest population of convicted child molesters. She's buying his drugs and perceives me as the villain. These are the things we don't want our children to see. We want them to grow up and be wholesome, strong Americans. They're selling drugs in front of a daycare center, a child's daycare center, with a playground on the roof. This is a full-grown man, well over 21 years of age, who recruits youngsters to sell drugs. And this is what he thinks of my community. This is the TL, this is the Tenderloin. It's a struggling community, but it's the most American community I've ever lived in. Every conceivable race, culture, religion of the world is here. And our kids go to daycare, they go to regular schools, they finish high school, and they win 4-year scholarships to university, where they go with the plan of coming back to the Tenderloin and making the first place they call home in America better. I wish everybody else could see the Tenderloin like we do. There are no actors or actresses in this film. There is only the lost, the confused, and the ignorant.